When I was a 7-year-old kid in 1972, I used to fall in love with the hockey card sets at first glance, and the 72-73 set for OPG in Canada was amazing because it not only had the regular NHL players, they had the new WHA players in uniforms. And I don't know why certain players were selected over others, but this player eventually went on to two AFCO Cup championships. I didn't know much at the time, but boys, I learned about him when I got older. An excellent player in numerous minor and junior and pro leagues. Again, the other Gordy on the AFCO Cup winners for Houston Aeros, Gordy Labossiere. Now, or Labossiere is how you want to pronounce it. Now, Gordon was born in the great community of St. Boniface, Manitoba, January 2nd, 1940. He played 215 games in the NHL between 63 and 71 and 301 games in WHA between 72 and 76. But his eventual excellence in junior and minor pro got him into the Manitoba Hockey Hall of Fame with dubious distinction in many categories. Now, broken with the Winnipeg Rangers, 6'1", 185, but some people say he was like 200 pounds. 33 points in a 57 season with them. With the Brandon Rangers in 58, he played 30 games with 44 goals, his big breakout year. Now, that campaign, he also played with the Saskatoon Regal St. Paul Saints of the WHL. Now, with the St. Boniface Canadians, he played the Memorial Cup that year with 10 goals in 11 games. Now, Saskatoon Quakers in 59, 25 goals in 64 games. Edmonton Flyers 1960, 20 goals in 65 contests. Now, 61, he was back in the WHL, split time with the Flyers and Winnipeg Warriors, 22 goals in 63 games. 62, he's with the Sudbury Wolves of the EPHL and the Seattle Totems of the WHL, combined for 29 points in 51 games, including 14 goals. Now, Sudbury Wolves of the EPHL, again, 101 points in 72 games, 34 goals, one of the best players in the association that year. Now, by the time 1964 came around, the New York Rangers started calling. He had 34 points in 48 games with the Baltimore Clippers, but he was called up to the Rangers for 15 contests with only 12 minutes in penalties. 65, he played one game with the Rangers, but with the Clippers, he had 79 points in 72 games. Now, onward to the AHL, the Quebec Aces version, not the senior version, 66 and 67, 71 goals in 135 games. So his career total in minor pro and pro was over 470 goals. So just tremendous. Now, expansion really called on him. First season with the LA Kings as an original King, he had 40 points in 68 games. 69, he had 28 points, including 10 goals in 48 contests. And with the Springfield Indians, he had a point and a half pace with 36 points in 25 contests. Back with Springfield, the full season in 1970, 89 points in 60 games. Now, back with the Kings in 71 after 2 years away, ladies and gentlemen. 11 goals in 45 games. Very rare, but then he showed up in the Minnesota lineup with 8 goals in 29 games. 72, he only played 9 games with Minnesota for 5 points, 2 contests, but put up super numbers with the Cleveland Barons with 85 points in 66 games, including 40 goals. Now, when the WHA became calling, he became an expansion player for the second time. You might as well say WHA the expansion. Get this, ladies and gentlemen, he had 102 goals in 4 seasons, 2 AFCO Cups, again, sometimes would play in a power play with Gordy or a second line with him. 96 points in his original season, 77 goals. 19 in the second season, 23 and 24. So again, tremendous numbers. 44 NHL goals in 215 games, 106 points. And 264 points in 300 WHA games with 102 goals, regular season, and 16 goals in the postseason. Now, MJHL scoring champion in 58, MJHL goal leader in 58, and first team All-Star that season as well. He was also the league's MVP. He was the EPHL scoring champion in 63 and a first All-Star team member. He was an AHL first All-Star team member in 67, as well as the winner of the John B. Solenberger Trophy winner. Now, second All-Star team in 1970 AHL, and of course the AFCO Cup championships in 74 and 75. And again, an honored member of the Manitoba Hall of Fame. You make it the Manitoba Hall of Fame. That's the second biggest hockey Hall of Fame in Canada, in my opinion, because all the great players that have gotten in there over the years. Now, his 1972-73 WHA card, you see it right here. It was quite interesting because it showed him kind of in flight. Now, in 1,238 pro games, he scored 470 goals, 662 assists for 1,132 total points. So again, his induction there in 1993 in the association again was more than deserving. So Labossiere, wherever you want to pronounce it, again a tremendous talent and great community-minded person. Did a lot to support sport, hockey, in all levels in Manitoba. And again, a deserving and an outstanding player on every level. And I said I was proud to know more about him after I got the card, because that's how it worked back in the day. You got the card first, then you learn about the player. But it was interesting because he had no stats in the back of the WHA cards, just in English and French text. And it's quite interesting. Check out those cards from 72, 73 OPG if you can afford them. They're like $5 each, but they're more than worth it to add to your collection. Thanks for listening. Bye.